everybody. Welcome to All Hang Up and Listen, brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room with, of course, over 300 beers to choose from at 7 different Western New York locations. If you need a beer, please get over to Fatty Beer. Let them know that we over here at Two Goalies One Mic sent you. Great vibes, entertainment, live trivia, live music at all their locations, from Lancaster to North Tonawanda to Hamburg to Orchard Park to, I think I said Lancaster already, Kenmore, downtown Buffalo. They have locations all over the place. So make sure you go check them out and look up your local fatty beer, closest fatty beer near you. Shout out to our sponsor, Extreme Discount Mattress, with Western New York's finest selection of mattresses and adjustable beds, featuring the cool gel memory foam, two-sided mattresses, Telele latex, organic mattresses, Chapman Wells, and Scott and Living, all for 1/3 to half the supposed sale prices anywhere. So stop in any of their 7 locations across Western New York, or check out their website, extrememattress.com. That is Extreme with an X. If you're looking for even more savings, check out their new closeout center at 1625 Walden Avenue in Cheektowaga with up to 80% off their already low prices. Save a fortune on one-of-a-kinds, closeouts, and floor samples. You can get a quality mattress for literally pennies on a dollar. Extreme Discount Mattress. We sell mattresses for less, a lot less. And remember, if you mention that you are a fan of Two Goalies One Mic, you get yourself a free mattress protector with any purchase of a mattress. Just again, mention you are a fan of the podcast. Hurls. Does Matias Samuelson piss excellence? Because it sure all seems like it. He seems like the reincarnation of Ricky Bobby. I don't know. The hockey version of Ricky Bobby. Because all he does is piss excellence in my eyes.
He sure as hell belongs on the American Olympic team with the way he's playing.
I agree.
At the moment.
Both him and Tuck with one of the probably prettiest goals of the season.
Yeah, I think if Bill Guerin was keenly aware of how Matias Samuelson has played this entire year, and then sees a performance like tonight, and not only tonight, but throughout the whole season, probably is going to be kicking himself that he didn't include him on the team. Obviously, it's a really good team. I wouldn't necessarily consider it this like massive snub, but low key, he's been one of the best defensemen in the NHL this season. And with 2 plays like he had tonight, obviously the assist to Josh Doan on the first goal, and then with the Sabres in a pretty dire situation, you get a double minor penalty with less than 5 minutes to go, with a pretty dangerous Rangers power play, a lot of really good players, which we'll talk about later on that power play.
Yeah.
To go down the ice and to snipe what, albeit a 39-year-old Jonathan Quick, who's been really good the past couple seasons.
He's been good this season, really good. He's a 920 save percentage.
Short side, top shelf, as a so-called defensive defenseman. I haven't felt like that after a Sabres goal in a really long time. That is a goal that has created a core memory, not only for me, but it felt like the guys on the team too. I don't know if you saw the way the bench reacted, but
they lost their minds.
They lost their minds in a way that, of course, that was unexpected. But given the way he's played this season, I don't even know if it's that unexpected. The guy has just been incredible. He is playing better than, in my opinion, a top 5 defenseman in the league in Rasmus Dahlin, which is really saying something, because since Dahlin returned from his leave of absence, he's been one of the best defensemen in the league. So he's just one reason this team has won 12 out of their last 13 games. And tonight, along with Colton Ellis, which I know we'll get into, is a huge reason they won the game.
Yeah, and like we were kind of saying in the chat too, it felt like they were holding on.
Real quick, acknowledge that last comment. Someone just said, now is the time to trade Matias Samuelson. His value has never been higher. Ban him from the chat. Block him, remove him. I'm not trading Matias Samuelson, especially on what looks like now to be one of the best contracts in hockey. I'm sure they're trolling. I'm not going to let anyone get to me in the chat. Mauricio has he been in the chat since our win streak?
Well, actually, 3 minutes into the show, when we hit we already had it shows you how many comments you have. We already had 50 comments at 3 minutes in. So He might be in here somewhere. We just haven't gotten to him yet.
Yeah, because I only typically see him when something negative is happening. But in no way, shape, fashion, or form do you trade Matias Samuelson on that contract.
No, I mean, and they might have two. Again, we're only a halfway. Like, hopefully, Matias Samuelson keep this pace and stay healthy. But to your point, they might have two of the best contracts in hockey with both Tage Thompson and Matias Samuelson. Two guys who are great. Well, one for sure that's greatly underpaid. And as of right now, the way Samuelson's playing, underpaid for sure. But don't tell him that.
I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. Shout out Kevin Adams.
Stop.
I mean, no. Credit where credit's due.
Stop.
Right? Why not?
Oh my God.
Why can we not give credit where credit is due?
Yeah, right. I mean, I have given him credit on this podcast. The Doan return or the JJ return with Doan and Kesselring. That mean that
Josh Norris and Josh Doan are playing like two of the best forwards on the team right now.
I'm already on the process of getting my Eichel jersey that's been hanging in my closet now for 3 years, to get that switched over to finally get to a Norris.
Yeah,
so,
you got to do that. I think a very good investment in a Sabres jersey right now is Josh Doan, given that I think he's probably going to get an extension at some point. I think Zach Benson's another really good investment. Matias Samuelson probably is. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here because obviously he's got a history and hopefully he stays healthy. But the way he's playing right now, it is absolutely amazing. It's something to behold, and I don't think anything any of us expected.
No doubt. I mean, it was like I said.
All right, we can block this guy. He blocked this guy. Look at that comment. Block him. I don't want to deal with it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not. I don't need any trolls or any bad vibes in the chat tonight. The Sabres are now back in a playoff spot, and they've won 12 out of their last 13 games. Even if he's trolling, I cannot stand for a comment about trading Matias Samuelson.
Apparently, you're an epic duster, though.
Whatever, man. I mean, if people want,
I don't know who that is.
If people want to troll, they can troll. I don't give a shit.
Hey, we're both dusters, so it's fine. Yeah, dude. Colton Ellis. Well, not just we're gonna praise Colton Ellis. Let's just praise how they played defensively, though, especially at the 15-minute mark of the third period, where again, we talked about in the chat, it felt like they were holding on for dear life, but everybody was selling out to block shots. Like, I would love to see what the shot attempts were for the Rangers at that 15-minute mark of the third period till the end of the game, because there were so many blocked shots. I mean, Colton Ellis came with some huge saves, but we were selling out to block shots there at the end of the game. So, like, that would be interesting to me to know, like, how many shot attempts there were there, like, the last 15 minutes of the third.
Yeah, with about 10 minutes left in the third period, I think the actual shots were 10-0 New York in the third period. So the shot attempts were probably even higher than that. But credit to Colton Ellis, especially after giving up an unquestionably weak goal to begin the third period.
Yeah.
One that not only he wants back, but it's just a goal in any level that you can't give up. He got kind of caught in between in the VH, probably considering the reverse VH, which obviously is a decision a lot of goalies have to make on a short angle shot with Trocheck coming down the left side. And I think he went VH with his left pad up, and he tried to get his right pad down, and it snuck through the 5-hole and off his skate. And judging by his reaction, like, he even knew that was a goal that was potentially a backbreaker for a team that was just holding on to a lead and trying, as they have during the streak, trying to play smart defensively in their own end to hold a 2-goal lead in the third period, as they've done so many times recently. Something this team was never able to do. They've done that. So to give up a goal less than a minute into that third period like that was potentially backbreaking. But full credit to him for responding in a huge way, standing on his head the rest of the third period and getting the win. For a 25-year-old kid in his rookie season, that is a massive accomplishment.
Yeah, I agree too. Like, and I was watching that game. Like, I love like how he finds ways to just get in front of pucks. but sometimes he does almost feel like a fish out of water sometimes when you like talk about that first goal. But like, and I'm not gonna compare him to Hasek or anything like that, but like he just finds ways to get his bodies in front of the pucks when he seems out of position, which for me is awesome because that's how I always played.
Yeah, I think we talked about it when he got signed. He's talked about his stance in the past, how he likes to play a little bit more upright so he can have more leverage on his edges to get to those cross crease saves like he did. I think it was in the second period. There was a cross ice pass, and even Rob Ray pointed it out that he was able to get over in more than enough time. And especially at the NHL level and the speed of the game and the nature of a play like that, a one-timer, that type of situation. The first goal was not on him at all. That was an insane pass by future Sabre Artemi Panarin to Mika Zibanejad, who just potted it on the far side. No goalie in the world is saving that. But many other times, I really love his cross-crease movement and his ability to get to pucks that normally we see guys that aren't as quick going from post to post or from the top end of their crease to the other end. And I think he's really good at not only tracking the puck and his anticipation, but using his edges to get across the crease as quickly as possible. We saw that a lot tonight, and even scrambling in front of the net. That one play where his defenseman helped him out a little bit. He even reached his glove behind his back to make one of those James Reimer type saves. But he battles, and I think that's how he's gotten to this point where he's now an NHL goalie. We'll see what happens here when Lyon comes back. But
I think Lyon's your number one goallie. Like,
of course. What I'm saying though is that like they're not keeping
three goal. Yeah, they can't do the 3 goalie thing.
Yeah, and whether that's trading UPL, given how well he's played recently, or even trading Ellis, because I think he's a legitimate asset at this point. I think he's earned himself as many looks as he possibly can in the near future in the NHL.
I agree. From Mauricio, Samuelson has aptitude, finesse to score opportunities to
there he is.
Tuck, Benson, Quinn, Krebs to score. Bury your goddamn chances. 300. Tuck? Oh, teach Ben. I thought I said Tuck for teach Ben. Yeah. Benson. Yeah, I mean, you'd love to see Benson score more for sure. But I mean,
he did so much good that it's not something I'm worried about.
But that's the thing. Like, he finds ways, even if he's not, you don't see him on the score sheet. He finds ways to have a positive impact every single game. Single game.
He even the other night against Vancouver, there was a play where I was just watching him in the offensive zone as Vancouver had a breakout in their own defensive zone, and he was tracking the puck the entire way, beating the pest that he was. And 5 seconds before he did it, I said to myself, I was like, he's going to back check the defenseman who's trying to break out the puck, lift his stick, and create a turnover, because that's what he does. He hounds the puck, he forechecks, he's relentless, and he did exactly that. And he always does that. And those are the plays that everyone talks about, the analytics. They talk about expected goals for percentage, putting yourself in the right areas. Him making those plays contributes to how much of an analytical darling he is. He not only passes the numbers test, but he passes the eye test with his work ethic. So yeah, I think the goals will come. He's 20 years old. But yeah, any Zach Benson or Matias Samuelson slander in the chat tonight will not be tolerated.
How about Bowen Byram, man?
He's been insane.
He's been their second best defenseman after Samuelson.
And here's another one. I'm just going to call him out as they come. Owen Power's been fucking great the past 15 games. He's been good.
He wasn't good tonight.
Okay, I'm saying like
he wasn't good tonight. What are you talking about? He had like 4 turnovers.
He's been very good the past, like during this win streak, just as a lot of people have, just as Bowen Byram has. Before this streak, Bowen Byram was one of the worst defensemen on the team and in the NHL, and he's obviously supplanted his game offensively, and he's created chances and scored goals. But Owen Power defensively and every single number that supports being a good defenseman, he has been that. So I won't tolerate any slander. I really won't.
But realistically, if you're comparing Samuelson and Power, their contracts should be switched right now.
At the moment, yeah, but I think that's just the nature of how it happened. It's the nature of how it happened when it did. You can look at that contract that Kevin Adams gave to Owen Powers, potentially premature, right? He had a really good rookie season. He did. And that's the reason he got that contract. He's a number 1 overall pick. They were hoping to do something similar like they did with Tage Thompson. Hasn't necessarily panned out at least number-wise at this point in his career, but I'm seeing a lot of progress from Owen Power, and the numbers support it too. So people can look at whatever eye test they want to. I know that he's improved, and he's a solid defenseman in the NHL in every single measure. He is. Yes, he can improve defensively. Every player on this roster can improve in some fashion of the word. Bowen Byram can improve defensively, but he's obviously made up for it recently with his playmaking. So I don't know. I don't think there's room for negativity at the moment.
No, definitely not. I mean, you can be critical, but negativity, it's tough to be negative when the team's just playing this well. Josh Doan, well, you're on Kevin's comment, like Josh Doan just was a four goal eater right now.
Yeah, four games in a row with a goal. 4-game goal streak.
Yeah, he's just, I think it's 14th or 15th tonight.
All the same type of goal too.
Huh?
All the same type of goal too.
Yeah, I'm just, what's that? Who made that? Was Samuelson that made that pass, right?
Samuelson, yeah.
Oh, dude.
But even think about even think about the Dallas game. What led to Doan's goal in that game was Tage in the corner, fending off a defender, going behind the net, creating space, and Doan getting to a good area in front of the net, one time or far side.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting to good areas. He's getting dirty goals. He's doing exactly what was advertised at an increased pace of what was advertised. He has the same amount of points or even one more than JJ Peterka at this point. And I don't think anybody expected that.
This is a funny comment from Michael. Fucking wild. Like a month ago, I wanted to take for McKenna.
We were saying unraveling for Gavin.
Yeah, unraveling for Gavin.
And the Sabres, as of the reports today, might host the 2026 NHL draft.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Terry is going to try and pull off some tampering with the draft lottery balls, and somehow Buffalo.
You're not gonna. Hey, I don't want to hear talk of that. We're not even gonna be in the lottery.
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe, I don't know, some type of tampering is gonna happen, and we're just gonna end up with the first overall pick.
My thing is, he's been fine at Penn State, but he's not the prospect that everybody thought he would be. And
no, he's still 17 though, isn't he?
For sure. I think well, no. What I'm saying though is that he's not a slam dunk #1 overall pick everybody thought he would be.
I still think he's the first overall pick though.
I've seen who is it? Corey Pronman, Scott Wheeler, a bunch of guys at The Athletic have been doing their tier rankings, and they're ranking guys above him now for this upcoming draft.
Yeah, I'll still take the 17-year-old who's playing high quality hockey at the college level.
Yeah. I guess the discussion,
a lot of room to grow there.
I guess the discussion though is that guys like Celebrini, guys like Bedard, guys who were billed as these generational prospects, they separated themselves at the levels they were at before they were the supposed slam dunk #1 overall pick, and he hasn't done that. So I think that just speaks to where he currently is as a prospect. I agree he should probably be the #1 overall pick, but his play in the first 3 months of the season has not warranted that at the moment.
Yeah. I do want to give some shout outs to some newcomers here. We got Bobby Buffalo, Coyote here. Welcome to the channel. HG the man, amongst others, Kyle Cohn. It's always fun. Like we joke, we talk about all the time, Connor. Like whenever, especially now that the Sabres are playing well, I look in this chat and I see names I've never seen before, newcomers to the channel. And every game we're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So super excited to have you guys on board. So also, and that this game, Tuck and Samuelson played like this. Sullivan's Team USA's head coach, right?
I think he is. Let me confirm that.
Right in front of the head coach of Team USA, Tuck and Sammy put on a show.
Team for the men's Olympic team. USA hockey. Yeah, Mike Sullivan, head coach.
Oh yeah, put on quite a show in front of
David Quinn. I think he was former Rangers coach. John Tortorella, former Rangers coach. Mike Sullivan's not the guy that picks the team, but we actually, I saw this recently when I was looking up the most recent schedule. Got the Wild coming up in a few games.
Yep.
I think it is next week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. They are playing the Wild next Saturday, January 17th at, shout out West Coast Hockey Times, 9:30 in the morning for me.
That's gotta feel nice.
A matinee in Buffalo at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully coming off. We've got a tough stretch here. Anaheim at home on Saturday, who's actually been pretty solid this season. They've got Troy Terry might be out, which would be big. Florida at home. 5 games in a row at home coming up. Florida at home on Monday after that. Philadelphia at home on Wednesday next week.
A lot of winnable games in there.
Montreal back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday next week. Philadelphia, Montreal, Wednesday, Thursday, and then they finish the homestand with the Minnesota Wild, who acquired likely the best defenseman in the NHL, and he's proven it since he's gotten there in Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, and it's some tough games ahead for sure.
My thing, like even looking at that fight, like you can look at the season in segments as we have been. If we win 3 of 5 there, I feel good.
Yeah, and I know we have 4 games coming up against Tampa, right? You got to go 2 for 4 there, in my opinion. You got to play like 600 hockey the rest of the way. If you do that, I feel pretty confident you're going to win.
I would say 600 to 667. You win 2/3 of your games moving forward. I think they could be on like a 98-point pace, which would get them in for sure.
For sure, yeah. A couple more shout outs. Welcome to the chat, Alex Chu. Another guy, Mikey. Welcome to the chat. Again, there's so many new names in here. It's hard to keep up with, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
I mean, that's the nature of the warpath, right?
Yeah, like round 77.
A lot of these people have been stagnant, and deservedly so during a really tough period for the franchise, especially even earlier this season. But as we've said all along, what have we said? Winning cures all.
No doubt. And if I've missed any names, I apologize. I'm pulling your comments up here because there are a lot of new names here, and it's crazy, Curls. And I can't keep bringing it to chat up, but like I can't, like every time I think I get to the bottom, there's like 15 to 20 more. This is crazy.
And I'd like you can comment whatever you want. I appreciate the comment. I appreciate you tuning in, but if you're not trolling and you're going to say something that needs to be addressed, it will be addressed.
Yes.
In quick fashion, because you can be critical, as you said, but there's no room for negativity when the team has won 12 out of their last 13 games. That just means you are a negative person if you're commenting negativity during one of the best periods in franchise history. I'm not going to stand for it.
Yep. Even Mauricio can't find stuff to really be negative about. It's a reach. Hey,
missed you too, buddy.
Yeah, and we missed you. Thanks for subscribing, Coyote. And here's the thing, dude. Like, I was joking about it with some coworkers today. How is this fan base gonna handle both the Sabres and the Bills being good at the same time?
There's a very famous tweet.
What do you do with your hands?
There was a very
famous, what do we do? I don't know how to handle this.
A couple NFL seasons ago, there was a very famous tweet from one of my favorite follows on Sabres Twitter. His name's Ben Mathewson. He tweeted the Bills and the Eagles were playing simultaneous Monday Night Football games. I think it was the 2023 season. And they were both just absolutely crushing who they were playing. It was the beginning of the 2024 season because I remember the Bills were beating the Jaguars kind of leading into Sunday's game. And the Eagles, I think, were crushing the Vikings. And it was at the same time. And he said, I don't think the United States of America has the infrastructure to support a Bills versus Eagles Super Bowl based upon those two fan bases and how they operate and the feeling behind what it means to be a winning organization with those two fan bases. There's this cycle that when the Bills are good, the Sabres aren't. Thank God we've got the Sabres because the Bills suck. Thank God we have the Bills because the Sabres suck.
Yeah.
The last time they were legitimately good at the same time was the early 90s. Before the internet.
I was like 12.
Before social media. I think it was 92, 93. I actually do believe that.
I think Flutie was probably the quarterback. Right? The Flutie Rob Johnson year. I would say that was the last time both teams were good.
Yeah. Right around then, I would say. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens Sunday. I think it's a tough game for the Bills. We don't need to get into it. I'm pretty anxious about it, to be honest.
Yeah. And how electric will 05-06 night be? By the way,
It's gonna be insane. And I think that's the Montreal game, second half of a back-to-back next week against a tough team who the Sabres have really struggled against recently. So that's going to be a prove it game, without a doubt. And let's be perfectly honest here. Like, this is obviously, they're on a heater. The Columbus game wasn't great. To be realistic and to be really frank, the NHL has a way of humbling you, and especially with a stretch like they have coming up, I think everybody needs to be at least cognizant of a potential pitfall, a potential area of concern that they're getting really good goaltending and timely scoring. That's something they struggled with early in the season. So this doesn't necessarily mean this is going to be sustainable moving forward, but I think we can enjoy it while it lasts, and hopefully they just learn to be more consistent and do the right things when they need to hopefully put themselves in the best position to win moving forward. And so far they've done that, which is really refreshing.
Oh, for sure. Dude, like, and this is just a different brand of hockey the Sabres are playing. Like, you are fully believing that, like, just about every player is bought in. There are no passengers. It doesn't feel like there's any passengers. Nobody's taking a night off. They are all so bought in, and we haven't seen this at all. And, like, I would love to try and get somebody that played on that 2018 team that had that 10-game win. That was it 2018 when they had the 10-game win streak, 2018, 2019.
Yeah. Beginning of the 2018
maybe like
season.
Carter Hutton. I'll have to talk to Lazzy again about maybe see if we can get him on. But, like, just to get, like, a genuine somebody who is there to know the difference between both teams, because I don't think there really are a lot of similarities between that team and this team, because this team doesn't let games get to overtime. They're finishing games, whereas that team, you had a lot of overtime points involved in there too, like overtime wins, shootout wins.
Yeah.
Like, the Sabres are dominating teams. Dominating.
Well, I will say tonight, if we look at
not tonight, but yeah,
the famous deserve to win a meter. You remember that? I think the Rangers played the better game for the most part.
I mean, they outshot us, they outchanced us for sure.
Well, I mean, even just looking at, like, the general stats, like 32 to 21 shots, 32 to 16 hits, 32 to 16 faceoffs won. No power play goals, which is good. Our PK has been great. We had more block shots, which speaks to what you were just saying about everyone buying in and everybody selling out. We had a few more giveaways, a few more takeaways. But even those first three stats, the Rangers had 32 of each in shots, hits, faceoffs won, and those largely outchanced the Sabres in each category. And you can get into the deep analytics, which I'm sure would tell a similar story based upon those. But that largely means that you're likely going to lose the game. And shout out to the defense for limiting the quality of the chances, and obviously Colton Ellis for putting himself in a good position to make saves when he needed to, aside from the second goal.
I just thought Buffalo, just in terms of, just like I said, how they all just kind of were willing to buy in and do whatever it takes to prevent a goal from going in. Like, when Krebs took that very bad high sticking double minor, like, I don't know about everybody else, but I was like, oh no, they're going to tie it here. They're going to tie it here. Like, 4 minutes of Panarin, Trocheck, Zibanejad. You know what I mean? Like that's tough. That is tough. Like, even without Adam Fox out there, that is a tough power play to keep out of the net for 4 minutes. Especially if and when they pull their goalie to bring it to tie it. And fucking, of all people, Matias Samuelson with maybe the goal of the year.
It's really
arguably the greatest American goalie that ever lived. Arguably.
I think we have an argument for Ryan Miller.
Yeah, so no, I'm just saying, that's why I said arguably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in terms of,
we'll say winningest goalie against the winningest goalie in
also, not only wins but championships. Obviously, he had a really good teams around him in LA, and the fact that he's still doing this at this age, as we said, he had one I think it was the one where Tuck went off the crossbar on the 2-on-1. He was in a full split at age 39.
It's crazy.
The ability to do that, I can speak to it because I'm a 33 going on 34-year-old goalie. I played last night. I have a game soon tonight. I actually have about 5-10 minutes left here. But my hips hurt. And obviously he's doing something off the ice, whether it be yoga, daily stretching, active warm-ups, anything at all to get his body in this plyometric state. It's really amazing what Jonathan Quick is still doing at the age of 39. So shout out to him. I can nerd out all day about Jonathan Quick and any other goalie who does it like that at his age. I got sidetracked talking about goalies. I don't even know where the point was.
Well, one last point I do want to bring it up is like the way they're playing right now. If this team, if this team gets the playoffs, like Lindy Ruff, Jack Adams, right? Like, I mean, he has to be in that conversation.
If they get to the playoffs, he wins the award.
100%. Like, has to.
And that's not just the concept of the Sabres making the playoffs, which will be one of the best stories in sports. That's considering how the team started and all of the injuries and all of the freak accidents and all of the adversity that they were facing at Thanksgiving, let alone like even after that in early December. He would be a shoo-in for the award, and I think he would win it unanimously.
Agreed. Before we hit our final thoughts here, just want to remind everyone, this is brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from at 7 different Western New York locations. If you need a beer, get to a Fatty Beer. Let them know we sent you over here. 2 goalies, 1 mic. Again, always great vibes, live music, entertainment, trivia at all Fatty Beer locations. And of course, Extreme Discount Mattresses, where you can buy a quality mattress for literally pennies on the dollar. They sell mattresses for less, a lot less. Extreme Discount Mattress. Hurls, your final thoughts before we get out of here.
Just that this is so unbelievably refreshing, and it gives me the feeling that I had when I was in 8th grade and 9th grade, watching that 05-06 team and that 06-07 team. I haven't felt like this about the Buffalo Sabres in potentially 20 years. And I don't think that's hyperbolic to say. I don't think that's being a prisoner of the moment. I think we've seen enough of this team specifically and other teams throughout the years, including that 2018 team, which, as you stated, that 10-game streak was a bit of a facade because they were winning games in shootouts and overtime. And that group wasn't necessarily built like this group. A lot of former first-round picks, guys who haven't necessarily lived up to expectations, guys on contracts like Matias Samuelson, which 3 months ago we were talking about as one of the worst contracts in hockey because he couldn't stay on the ice. Now we're talking about one of the best contracts in hockey. Tage Thompson, a guy like Colton Ellis, UPL coming back. Obviously, Owen Power's a lightning rod. The collective amalgamation of this group to not only go on that 10-game win streak, but now have responded to a bad game and won 12 out of their last 13 games is truly, truly amazing. And I think we can all just enjoy the ride for as long as it lasts, while also being realistic about it being a very tough Eastern Conference. And by no means does this earn them a playoff spot. They are barely back in a wild card spot even after tonight. And they were only in a playoff spot once during this streak based upon how far they were back after that tough start. So be happy about it. We can be present. We can celebrate, but we need to be ready for any and all pitfalls moving forward. But I love this team. I love watching them, and it's been a hell of a ride.
Yeah, and we saw some news come out today from a certain super secret Sabres source. Apparently, Garmo was already looking to make a big splash, and that the name of a guy that was on the ice tonight for the Rangers was brought up, and Artemi Panarin, 34 years old, but he would be the leading point scorer right now in Buffalo, I believe, if he was here.
And a guy who less than 2 years ago had 120 points in the NHL.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And
imagine him on Tage's wing.
And has been a point per game player in every single season in the NHL aside from his rookie year, which he almost was. I was looking that up today. So I think he's played 12 seasons. He's been a point per game player in 11 of 12 seasons in the NHL. Artemi Panarin is a top 7 wing in the NHL, I think. I think obviously he is on the older side relative to the
How many
rest
years
of
is left in that deal? Is he an expiring deal?
He's a UFA after this season.
Oh, yeah.
So relative to the rest of the league, he is on the older side, but I think he plays the style of game where he can be impactful late into his 30s. I really do believe that. I not only his countryman, but I look at him in a Kucherov type sense in terms of his playmaking ability and also his ability to score goals from almost any situation. Look at that pass to Panarin tonight. I mean, to Zibanejad tonight. Can you imagine Panarin making that type of pass to Tage Thompson on the off wing for a one-timer? Artemi Panarin is a Hall of Fame level talent and a legitimate superstar. And if he is on the table and the Rangers are listening, you explore any and all option to try and get Artemi Panarin on this team, not only as a rental, because I think it would be hard pressed to expect him to re-sign here, but he does have a history with Jarmo Kekalainen. He traded for him, got him on the Blue Jackets. He eventually walked after 2 seasons, but I will say having that type of relationship with a GM, maybe even with a guy like Josh Flynn, there's a chance that I think they could sign him to a shorter term deal, whether that be 4 years, 5 years, give him 11 million, give him 11.5. I think he'd be worth it. I fully support it.
Would he waive the no trade clause?
Well, that's the thing.
Does that mean, like you said, he's the X factor?
There's the Jarmo factor, and I think even tonight would be a factor. If you're Artemi Panarin and they completely outplayed the Sabres for the most part tonight, and you saw them gut that win out and come away with 2 points in regulation on the road and also win 12 of 13, Panarin wants to compete again. And I think the Sabres are in a better position to compete than the Rangers are at the moment.
100%. I agree with that. Guys, if you've enjoyed our episode tonight or anything we've done in the past, please make sure you're subscribed. Audio only. We are available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, wherever you get audio podcasts. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find me at Duane S39. Find my co-host at CHeroes13. Find us at 2 Goalies, 1 Mike. And of course, if you are on YouTube, please hammer that like button, drop an elbow on the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon so you know when we go live. Really appreciate it, guys. Fucking go Sabres. Holy shit, man. This has been fun, and I cannot wait to keep this going. So we'll talk to you guys later. Go Sabres.